Hi, welcome to Talk Tarot. This is your lunar monthly forecast running from the 29th of May to the 28th of June. We kick off this lunar month with a full moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Gemini. Now, themes that we may deal with round about a Sagittarius full moon would be freedom, activity, adventure, space, and avoidance of conflict. Now, with the moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Gemini, themes that may come up could be freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Obviously, with the fire and air energy, you could even be seeing the rise of freedom fighter types, activism. I kind of see a rally against censorship. There could also be the reverse, wherein a law or regulation is imposed on people to limit the free speech in the hopes of avoiding confrontation between different factors of the public. When it comes to freedom, I want you to think positively, how you can use these energies positively. Free yourself from any toxic thoughts, free yourself from any toxic habits, toxic environments or relationships. The Sagittarian energy combined with Gemini adds a lovely little kick of energy which should help to get you motivated and get you up and about to be able to pull off any cutting of restrictions that you require. Action and adventure, well, it is June, so you could see obviously people going on holiday, taking short breaks, etc, etc. That's nothing surprising. When it comes to space, declutter your physical space, your mental space, your emotional space. Get that junk out in the curb, get it kicked to the side, and let's start again. This full moon is known as a flower moon. Now, the flower moon is associated with sowing and planting. Normally a full moon is associated with endings, but this energy is associated with what you plant now would be ready for harvest at the harvest moon period of September the 24th, 25th. Now, with fire and air being together, if you think about the action of air on fire, you can use air to extinguish a flame, blow out a candle, but you can also use air to fan the flames. And I would be very careful which flames that you choose to fan, as these may come back to burn you in the backside round about the harvest new moon. I would like to remind you, these are general readings. There's no way that a general reading can apply to each and every member of each and every sign. These deal with how the prevalent energies interact with the pure sign energy of, say, Gemini or Sagittarius. You yourself are a rare blend of the 12 houses containing 360 degrees, 36 decans, 8 planets and various asteroids. If you don't find that your sun sign reading is resonating with you, you may benefit from checking your lunar sign or checking your ascendant sign. With all that said, let's get right down to it and talk tarot. Hey Gemini, happy birthday to my fellow Geminis. I did shuffle you guys on camera, I did start the reading on camera, I did also have the mic on mute, and let me just check. Nah, we're all good now. It was meant to be a simple 4-card reading. Your challenge, what's the ending, what challenges that's offered, what opportunities, and the advice from Spirit. Now, I have never hallelujah'd the 10 of Swords before, but look what we have in the endings position. The 10 of Swords and ending. Happy birthday, it's about time. So, what's coming to an end? Betrayal, depression, self-sabotage, being stabbed in the back, the front, the ear, and anywhere else that you can think of by those you thought you could trust. This is strongly linked to Earth energy. We have both the Hermit and we have the King of Pentacles with his back turned, so it does suggest an ending of a relationship. Now, I'm talking to different groups of people here. I've got a few different messages. With the first one, Half these swords are self-inflicted. You're sending out your little spies on Twitter and Facebook and other social media, keeping an eye on an ex that you are determined is your soulmate. The universe is not determined it is your soulmate. This person has not only moved on, you will hear that he is in a new relationship, and it will quickly mature. It is going to hurt you more if you don't give in now. This was a relationship that wasn't even that great. This is a relationship where there was betrayal perpetrated by both parties. It's like you have gone full ostrich. Never go full ostrich. Whilst you've got your head in the sand, you've got your backside in the air, and someone will land a boot on it. You'll get a kick in the pants and you won't even see it coming. There's also the feeling that you need to take action, you need to move on. The advice from Spirit contains all three gentlemen from the fire suit. The bond suit, which is fire energy. It's all masculine energy. Get a move on, get over it. Let someone in, or you're going to miss an opportunity to meet an actual soulmate. Someone who could fulfill you. There is someone waiting to come in, but this carry on over here, this is holding you back. This is not working for you. So your fire sign that's coming in, I do feel this is someone you know. I feel for a certain group of people who may not resonate with the mad obsession and denial of this twin flame soulmate obsession, that there is a young fire sign whom you have had interactions with before. He's coming in fast, he's wanting to offer you something that would mature. I feel that what's holding you back is that whilst he talks a good game, whilst he's very mature and there's certain things about him that you really, really like, he's maybe a bit immature physically. He's not so well experienced in the bedroom, and that's really putting you off. I'm sorry, but that's what I see with that. In time, he'll learn to master his rod, but at the moment, this could be worked on. If this was a potential relationship that was a good relationship, this could be worked on. As I say, look out for that energy coming in quickly to you guys. There is an element with this thing, with the inexperienced fire male, that because you've been hurt in the past, because you've been betrayed, you've lost your ability to trust. I do feel that because of the similarities between this fire sign and a previous relationship, or even if you've had a previous relationship with this fire sign and it's an ex looking to reconnect, that you don't feel like you can trust them. Let's just pull a card on that actually and see. Let's see. Alright. Gemini with the incoming King of Wands. Is this, Prince of Wands? The offer from fire. Could I get some enlightenment in that, please, Spirit? Whoa. Oh, dearie. Alright. So we have the Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the King of Swords. This is like someone that you've been trying to call in. It might not be you were calling them in by name, that seems a bit daft. It seems that you've been calling in the energy of true love or a romantic offer, or someone who would combat this deception, this betrayal. This person that you thought was steady and there for you, who turned out ultimately to have been possibly involved with a third party. There's a feeling that you were betrayed with money as well in this previous relationship. This reading could actually be for me. The way that I'm resonating so strongly with this, but that you were betrayed about money, there was a third party involvement, things fell to bits, and since then you've been having issues with trust. Again, I'm going to have to say it, that a lot of those swords are self-inflicted. This is not letting yourself progress. I mean, the urgency from Spirit with the progress message, get a move on, get a shift on. It's all masculine energy. It's about movement, it's about progress, it's about taking action, guys, and it's about doing it quickly. It looks like there is great potential. Look at the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Wands even, coming rushing into your life. These are often known as Cupid's arrows. They're normally involved with a love relationship, so it does look like that this Knight of Wands that's coming in and coming in quickly is for a romantic relationship, and it is someone that you have been calling in with this sort of manifestation energy. This is what you've been trying to manifest. You might not have been trying to manifest him by name, but you've definitely been trying to manifest this energy. I do like seeing the King of Swords here. I feel that that is you taking those 10 swords that were used to stab you, whether you stabbed yourself or someone else did, mastering them and cutting yourself free. You are mastering how you feel about the betrayal. You are becoming more logical and you're seeing it from a better place. For yet another group of Gemini, this is an oddly specific message that I picked up whilst I was doing the initial reading. What we have is we have a young Gemini out there who's been financially supported by a father or father figure. It could be a sugar daddy. I'm thinking more father figure just because of where it in my body I'm feeling it. He's turned his back on you. It's caused devastation. The reason he's turned his back is because of a relationship that you're in that he does not approve of. I get the feeling he's withdrawn support for a marriage, financial support for a marriage, or for moving in together, or for progressing this relationship. I'm just going to pull a card for this very specific person, I think, that I'm reading for, because I'm not sure if this was a manipulation, the financial support, or if the relationship's good for them. So the father who's turned his back, not offering, or father figure spirit has turned his back, not offering support for a relationship. Is this relationship good for the Gemini? Is this relationship healthy and good for the Gemini? Is it for their highest good? Whoa, okie dokie. Yes, it is. Wow. Nine of Cups, guys. Ultimate bliss. Well, I would like to think that your father would, or father figure, whoever this masculine energy is, I keep saying father, guys, it could be a mother, it could be an older brother, somebody who is offering you financial support is what is the pivotal point here, who have withdrawn it because of this relationship. I don't see a reason for the withdrawal in this reading. I just know there's bad blood here. There's bad blood. Beef, as they say. But the relationship is for your highest good. We've got the Nine of Cups. It's about fulfillment. It's about bliss. It's about ultimate contentment and happiness. So that this relationship, this romantic relationship, does seem to be for your highest good. Obviously use your own instinct, guys, your own intuition. So Gemini, what is coming in? What is the opportunity, no matter which of these challenges, which of these scenarios applies to you best? Oh, hold on, I've got one more Gemini message. Betrayal at work. Betrayal at work. This is a feeling of a competitor undercutting you, except this competitor's a friend. Copyright, stealing your ideas, something like that, and it's ending the friendship because money's more important to them than loyalty. What you've got coming in, Gemini, we've got a lot of completion cards here. We do have a king with his back turned to us. We have the 9, which, as you know, 9s are completion from numerology, and we have a 10, an absolute final destruction, and we have the World. The World's a beautiful energy. This completion, whilst it may feel raw, tender, even unfair in a way, is for your own good. This is a brand new beginning. What I am seeing is I see a new social circle, and I'm going to say I see a more active social circle. I see you being more active in the world. I see some Geminis actually becoming activists. You're maybe joining a social cause, is it? A social cause. Your perspective is definitely changing on what's gone before, and it's going to free you. That's what the back of the world means. You're going to change your point of view on what has transpired in the past, and it's going to free you up. Hopefully for this Knight of Wands coming in. Let's see. So, I'll change your perspective. What's it going to offer, Gemini, please? Clarify, please, Spirit. Oh, abundance. The Empress card, abundance, growth, fertility. You'll notice the landscape in your Ten of Swords is completely barren, dry. There was no growth left there. Actually, if you look closely at that Ten of Swords, this is the reverse side of the vice versa tarot. I believe this gentleman's supposed to actually have been in the suit, but you can see there's not a mark on him, whether that's his spirit or his essential self. It's up to yourself. However, it's basically the ego that's been pierced and nothing more. There was no growth there, but you're moving into a period where we've got the Empress, the abundance, the fertility. The Empress is a happy feeling card. It's like being content in nature. It's looking at what you have and having that sudden rush of gratitude that makes you feel glad to be alive. Oh, and movement forward. Yes, Gemini, get in there. Your dark thoughts from up here are being subdued, and virtue is leading the way. Now you have I see this as being the virtue guide, your inner self that's guiding you. If you could see this card close up, which due to my setup, I'm sorry, this is as good as it gets. We've got him with the Codicus, and in his right hand, that's the Codicus of healing. The stars prominent in the Empress card, again reinforcing healing. If you notice, that abundance seems to be linking up here spiritually, because the Charioteer has Ajna, the third eye chakra, enlightened by a star. With virtue, I wonder, is it love or work? Can you give me a hint, Spirit, please? It's work. It's work. You realise that work you do, effort you have been putting in, regardless of whether that was work or relationship, really, no longer sustains you. Rather, it no longer nourishes you. There is the ability for sustenance, but without nourishment. This is realising how miserable you truly are, and how your actions on a daily basis, with it being minor arcana, are contributing to that misery. This is a final harvest. It's as if, as I say, there's a lot of completion of cycles here. It's as if this is your last harvest, and you know it's coming, so prepare, be wise. We've pretty much already covered the spiritual insights. The Spirit is saying there's an offer coming in, it'll come in rapidly. It is a fire offer, it's an offer for movement, it is possibly an offer for reconciliation for some of you. There's been a falling out between a fire sign and an earth sign. This falling out, the fire sign is going to be siding with you. You're involved in this trio. The fire side is going to be coming to offer you support about this earth energy turning the back on you. Let's see, Spirit. The fire signs offer, we've already clarified, it's been the Eight of Wands, and the underlying energy is sacrifice. Now that's a smashing way to end this reading when we've started off with the Ten of Swords. You're going to have to sacrifice your self-pity and your misery. You're going to have to sacrifice your perspective of how things should have been, or how you should have been treated. Ultimately, it's not doing you any good. Move on. Move on. Get your head out the sand, the ostrich. We don't really have a lot of pentacles in this deck, which is surprising, because It is your birthday month. I'd expect you to have some sort of gifts, some sort of pentacle influence. This is a time where people often decide to change their career, actually. With the Nine of Swords, you're afraid to change your job. You're keeping yourself in prison somewhere where there's no growth. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next month. Bye.